Hello friends. Welcome to Study Time. Today Current Affairs for Competitive Exams 2021. Dr. Harsh Vardhan addresses a WHO coalition. Dr. Harsh Vardhan, Union Minister for Health and Family Welfare, digitally addressed the first meeting of the WHO High-Level Coalition on Health and Energy Platform of Action on the 9th of June, 21. He informed that an expert body called the National Action Plan on Climate Change and Human Health was constituted by the Indian government with multiple objectives. It submitted its report in April 2021. Cadet from Bhutan awarded at IMA. In an awards ceremony at the Indian Military Academy, IMA, Dehradun on the 9th of June, 21, Junior Under Officer, JUO Kinlay Norbu, a foreign gentleman cadet, FGC, from Bhutan was awarded the prestigious motivational trophy for his excellent all-round performance during his training. A special award of recognition was also presented to FGC Asanullah Sadat, from Afghanistan. Justice Sanjay Yadav, CJ of Allahabad HC. The President of India has appointed Justice Sanjay Yadav, Judge of the Allahabad High Court, to be Chief Justice of the Allahabad High Court. His appointment will be in effect from the date he assumes charge of his office. He was appointed as an additional judge of the Madhya Pradesh High Court on March 2, 2007, and as a permanent judge on January 15, 2010. Dr. Harsh Vardhan addresses the UNGA session. Dr. Harsh Vardhan, Union Minister for Health and Family Welfare, digitally addressed the 75th session of the United Nations General Assembly (UNGA) on the 11th of June 2021. He spoke on Resolution 75/268, which concerns the implementation of the Declaration of Commitment on HIV/AIDS and the political declarations on HIV/AIDS. Padma Shri Prof. Radha Mohan passes away. Noted social worker and retired professor in economics Padma Shri Radha Mohan passed away in June 2021. Radha Mohan and his daughter Sabamati were conferred with the prestigious Padma Shri Award, the fourth highest civilian honor of the country, in 2020 for their contribution to the agriculture sector. Orissa government had also awarded him with Utkal Seva Samman. RBI hikes ATM interchange fee per transaction. The RBI has allowed an increase in the interchange fee structure for ATM transactions after almost 9 years. It has hiked the interchange fee per transaction from 15 rupees to 17 rupees for financial transactions and from 5 rupees to 6 rupees for non-financial transactions in all centers, effective August 1, 2021. Currently, the card issuing bank pays an interchange fee of 15 rupees for each cash transaction. First solar eclipse of the year occurs. The first solar eclipse of the year occurred on the 10th of June 2021, beginning at 1:42 p.m. and lasted till 6:41 p.m. The duration of the solar eclipse at the Great Eclipse was around 3 minutes and 51 seconds. The full annular or ring of fire eclipse was only visible in the far north in the Arctic. The annular solar eclipse happens when the moon blocks the sunlight and casts a shadow over Earth. Wipro appoints Anup Purohit as CEO. Wipro Ltd has appointed Anup Purohit as its Chief Information Officer (KIO). Purohit will report to Sanjeev Singh, Chief Operations Officer, at the Bengaluru-based company. His most recent role was as the KIO of Yes Bank. Prior to that, Purohit was associated with financial institutions such as RBL Bank, Barclays, and JPMC in leadership roles. 7,000 crore rupees grant allocated to Maharashtra. Centre has allocated more than 7,000 crore rupees grant to Maharashtra for the current financial year to provide tap water supply to rural households under Jal Jeevan Mission. In Maharashtra, out of a total of 142 lakh rural households, around 91 lakh households have been provided with tap water connections. Maharashtra has planned to provide tap water connections to more than 27 lakh households. Birth anniversary of Shaheed Prasad Bismil. The 11th of June marks the birth anniversary of Shaheed Prasad Bismil, the freedom fighter who fought against British colonialism. He formed the Hindustan Republican Association with leaders like Bhagat Singh and participated in the Mainpuri Conspiracy of 1918 and the Kakori Conspiracy of 1925. He was martyred at Gorakhpur jail on the 19th of December 1927, just aged 30, for his role in the Kakori Conspiracy. The 100 Women's Competition. 5 Indian women cricketers have joined the 100 Women's competition. The cricketers are Shefali Verma, Harmanpreet Kaur, Jemima Rodriguez, Smriti Mandhana, and Deepthi Sharma. The tournament, to be organized by the England and Wales Cricket Board and played in a 100-ball format, will see some of the best women cricketers from around the world compete for different franchises. Neeraj Chopra wins Javelin Gold Medal. India's Neeraj Chopra won the Javelin Gold Medal in the meeting Cidade de Lisboa in Lisbon on the 10th of June 2021, with a throw of 83.18 meters recorded with his sixth and last attempt. His opening throw was 80.71 meters while his second and third attempts were no throws. Chopra has a season best of 88.07 meters recorded in March in Patiala. Largest reservoir in the US dips to record low. The largest reservoir in the US has dipped to its lowest ever level. The surface elevation of Lake Mead along the Arizona-Nevada border fell to 1,071.56 feet above sea level on the 10th of June 2021. It has sunk about 140 feet since 2000, which is almost the height of New York City's Statue of Liberty. The reservoir is a major water supply source for more than 20 million people. Coverage under Undersea Act extended. Labour and Employment Minister Santosh Gangwar has announced the decision to extend coverage under the Employees State Insurance Act. The coverage will be extended to those casual and contractual employees which are within the implemented areas already notified under the Undersea Act by the central government. First meeting of Joint Working Group held. The first meeting of the Joint Working Group on Cyber Security Cooperation between India and Australia was held virtually on the 10th of June 2021. The Joint Working Group is a mechanism established under the Framework Arrangement on the Cyber and Cyber-Enabled Critical Technology Cooperation between India and Australia to implement the 2020-25 Plan of Action under the framework. EAM's meeting with Indian ambassadors. External Affairs Minister Dr. Jaishankar chaired a meeting of Indian ambassadors in Saudi Arabia, UAE, Iran, Kuwait, Oman, Qatar, and Bahrain on the 10th of June 2021. The discussions focused on ensuring the utmost welfare of the Indian community in respective jurisdictions and facilitating reuniting of families separated by COVID disruption. First stakeholders consultation organized. The Coal Ministry organized the first stakeholders consultation on the second tranche of auction of coal mines for commercial mining on the 10th of June 2021. The second tranche auction process was formally launched on the 25th of March 2021. The second tranche auctions for commercial coal mining is the biggest ever offer of coal mines in the country. PM Modi to participate in the session of G7 summit. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will participate in the outreach session of the G7 summit on the 12th to the 13th of June 2021 in virtual format. The UK currently holds the presidency of the G7 and has invited India along with South Korea and South Africa as guest countries for the G7 summit. The meeting will be held in hybrid mode. This is the second time Prime Minister Modi will be participating in G7. Exports of organic farm products jump 51%. Exports of India's organic farm products surged 51% in 2020-21. Outbound shipments of organic products hit $1,040 million last fiscal compare with $689 million in 2020. Farm exports rose over 17% last fiscal to $41.25 billion. The key organic products that were shipped out include oil cake and meals, oilseeds, cereals, millets, spices, etc. Nigerian Gov joins coup after the Twitter ban. The Nigerian government has officially joined the Indian Twitter alternative coup, and blocked access to Twitter on the 5th of June 2021. The decision to suspend Twitter in the country came after the company deleted a tweet from President Muhammadu Buhari. The country accused the micro-blogging platform of spreading fake news Nigeria's corporate existence. J. Anderson, most capped player for England. England pacer James Anderson, on the 10th of June 2021 became the most capped player for England in tests. Anderson has now played in 162 test matches for England, overtaking Cook, who featured in 161 matches. He stands at fourth place for most wickets, behind Muthaiya Muralitharan's 800, Shane Warne's 708, and former Indian leg spinner Anil Kumble's 619 wickets. French Open, 21, first final for Pavlyuchenkova. Anastasia Pavlyuchenkova beat world number 85 Tamara Zidansek of Slovenia to reach a first Grand Slam final on the 10th of June 2021. With this win, Pavlyuchenkova became the first woman to play 52 Grand Slam tournament before making her first final, breaking the previous mark of 44 set by 2015 US Open runner-up Roberta Vinci. She will face the French Open 2021 final on the 12th of June 2021. Andhra Gov to establish State Museum. The Andhra Pradesh government will establish a state museum in the port city Vishakhapatnam in the ongoing year 2021. While 3 more museums will be set up in temple towns Tirupati, Srikakulam, and Ongole. The State Museum will reflect the rich national heritage and culture and also that of Andhra Pradesh. Scientists discover new exoplanet TOI-1231b. Scientists at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratories and the University of New Mexico have discovered a planet outside our solar system that is similar to Earth in terms of its temperature. The planet has been named TOI-1231b, but the scientists also like to call it a sub-Neptune, given its size. The planet, larger than Earth and smaller than Neptune, is about 90 light-years away from the Earth. Kerala approves vaccine manufacturing unit. The Kerala government on the 9th of June 2021 decided to establish a COVID-19 vaccine manufacturing unit in the state. The unit will be set up in the Bio 360 Life Sciences Park in Thonakkal in the Thiruvananthapuram district. The cabinet decided to appoint bureaucrat Dr. Chitra as the project director and Dr. Sudhir, principal secretary, Department of Science and Technology, as chairman. Acquisitions and merger. BharatPay has acquired multi-brand loyalty platform Payback India in the first acquisition by the digital payments firm. The company acquired Payback India from American Express and ICICI Investment Strategic Fund. Cult.fit has acquired Bengaluru-based connected fitness startup Tread to bolster its portfolio of hardware products. It will help Cult.fit launch its hardware at home vertical. Maharashtra to amend Act to protect trees. The state Gov has decided to make an amendment to the Maharashtra Urban Areas Protection and Preservation of Trees Act, 1975. The amendment has proposed to make it mandatory to plant trees equivalent to the age of the tree in case the felling of trees is allowed for the development project. It has also proposed to classify 50-year-old trees as heritage and the census of trees every 5 years. Orissa CM announces special relief package. Orissa CM Naveen Patnaik on the 10th of June, 21 announced a special package for farmers, fishermen, and traditional artisans who were badly affected by Cyclone Yas. Agriculture input subsidy will be provided to the small and marginal farmers who have sustained crop loss of 33% and above. 18,000 rupees per hectare will be given for growing all types of perennial crops include mango, cashew, coconut, kevra. Airport to be named after Bal Thackeray. The Maharashtra government has decided to name the upcoming Navi Mumbai International Airport after Shiv Sena founder late Bal Thackeray. The decision has been taken by the City and Industrial Development Corporation, CIDCO, the nodal agency which is implementing the project. The state government has already named Mumbai-Nagpur Samriddhi Expressway after Bal Thackeray. MP ranks first in Anemia Mukt Bharat Index. Madhya Pradesh has been ranked first in the Anemia Mukt Bharat Index 2020-21 with a score of 64.1. Orissa is on the second spot with a score of 59.3 followed by Himachal Pradesh with a score of 57.1. The Gov had launched the Anemia Mukt Bharat AMRT strategy under the Prime Minister's overarching scheme for holistic nourishment Poshan Abhiyan. A book on 20 medicinal plants released. Minister of State for Ayush Kiran Rijiju released the e-book on 20 medicinal plants for COVID-19 care on the 8th of June 2021. National Medicinal Plants Board (NMPB) has prepared an e-book, 20 Medicinal Plants for 2021 for COVID-19 Care, to highlight important medicinal plants and their therapeutic properties. The herbs described in the e-book can be used in conditions leading to fever, cough, etc. Boxer Dinko Singh passes away. Former Asian Games gold medalist boxer Nangom Dinko Singh passed away in June 2021. Dinko won the gold medal in 1998 at the 13th Asian Games. He was also Manipur's first Asian Games gold medalist. For his outstanding contribution, he has bestowed the Arjuna Award in 1998 and conferred with Padma Shri, India's fourth highest civilian award, in 2013. Portal launched for unorganized sector workers. The Gujarat government has launched a web portal and a mobile application to facilitate online registration of workers from the unorganized sector to give them smart cards for availing of various welfare schemes. The Nirman portal and its mobile app were launched by CM Vijay Rupani. It will be directly linked to the CM Dashboard application. Saudi, US forces launch military exercise. The Royal Saudi Land Forces (RSLF) and the US Army Ground Forces (AGF) have launched a joint exercise in the northwestern region of the kingdom. The exercise, called Falcon Clause 4, aims to strengthen military relations between the two countries. It also aims to facilitate the exchange of information and military experiences and improve compatibility between military equipment and doctrines. Google to build the longest undersea cable. Google is building an undersea cable that will connect the United States, Brazil, Uruguay, and Argentina, to bolster internet connection capacity between these regions. The cable, called Firmina, will be the longest cable in the world. It will run from the east coast of the United States to Las Toninas, Argentina, with additional landings in Praia Grande, Brazil, and Punta del Este, Uruguay. DBS tops Forbes' World's Best Banks list. DBS has been named by Forbes in their list of World's Best Banks 2021 in India category. It was ranked number 1 out of 30 domestic and international banks in India for the second consecutive year. The second bank on the list is Kerala-based CSB Bank, followed by ICICI Bank, HDFC Bank, Kotak Mahindra Bank, and Axis Bank. State Bank of India ranks 7th on the list. India can save logistics fuel between 2020-50. Niti Aayog, RMI, and RMI India have come up with a new report, titled Fast Tracking Freight in India, a roadmap for clean and cost-effective goods transport. According to the report, India has the potential to reduce its logistics cost by 4% of the gross domestic product (GDP). It also can achieve 10 gigatons of cumulative CO2 emission savings between 2020 and 2050. US, Japan, Australia reviving Blue Dot. US administration, along with the Japanese and Australian governments, are reviving the Blue Dot Network infrastructure initiative. It will provide an alternative to China's Belt and Road Initiative (BRI). The initiative is meant to motivate the private sector to invest in infrastructure development in emerging markets. 10 legends to be inducted in ICC Hall of Fame. The International Cricket Council (ICC) will induct 10 legends of the game into its Hall of Fame, with 2 players each from 5 years joining an existing list of 93 of the world's greatest. ICC has announced a special edition of the ICC Hall of Fame to coincide with the first ever World Test Championship final, to be contested between India and New Zealand, from the 18th of June 2021 in Southampton. RBI approves reappointment of GC Chaturvedi. ICICI Bank has received RBI's approval for the reappointment of Girish Chandra Chaturvedi as the part-time chairman of the bank. He will be the chairman for a 3-year tenure starting July 1, 2021, on extant terms and conditions. In 2020, the bank's shareholders approved the reappointment of Chaturvedi as non-executive part-time chairman of the bank effective from July 1, 2021. Chandra Shekhar Ghosh gets an extension as MD. The RBI has cleared the reappointment of Chandra Shekhar Ghosh as the MD and CEO of Kolkata-based Bandhan Bank. He has been given an extension only for a period of 3 years, as against a 5-year tenure approved by the bank's board. On November 2, 2020, the lender's board had approved a fresh 5-year term for Ghosh at the helm of Bandhan Bank. The end. Thank you for listening. Please like, share, comment and subscribe.